We are the Lab Doctors. I'm Amanda.
I'm Dorothy.
And I'm Zhao Yong.
We are biomedical researchers who realized we still have a lot to learn about science.
So why not join us on this quest?
Everyone, welcome back to the Lab Doctors podcast. So this week we'll be talking about group fitness.
Group fitness. What's the definition of group fitness?
Okay, I call it group fitness. I don't know if this is the actual term, but then there's things like CrossFit, spin classes, high intensity interval workouts, and even things like Pilates or yoga, whatever. Anything that you do in a group,
okay,
where you're working out.
So it can be like friends. It can be friends. It can be like a class. It can be like those Nike run clubs where you just run with strangers but you meet at so there's a lot of that around the world as well.
There's Nike run clubs where you meet with strangers to go on a run.
Yeah, there's apparently this app. I can't remember what's the app called, but like you can just book different kind of spots and then you just show up, and the person will show up also who like book the same slot as you to play with you.
Oh, in Singapore?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
That sounds so dangerous though. What if you meet like a serial killer?
Okay, Nike Run Club, usually the meeting place is Nike and then they have volunteers or someone to pace as well. And so this is the one in Melbourne, and if you attend 3 in a row or like 3 in a certain number of times, or maybe it's 10, you get a free t-shirt.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's quite good actually. Then they have like 5K, 10K and the different paces.
Okay.
Yeah. Mostly did it for the free t-shirt. I don't know where it is anymore. Anyways, so today I just wanted to, ask you guys about your experience and talk a bit about why it may be better for you from a psychological standpoint and the pros and cons of group fitness. Mm-hmm. So before we even get to it, let's talk about exercise. So what are some reasons that you exercise?
Weight loss.
Okay.
The only reason I do it is cardiovascular health.
Are there any more?
Anti-aging, I think, supposedly. Yeah. Anti-cancer.
Is it anti-cancer?
Yeah, as in it's under the same idea of the whole intermittent fasting. You deplete resources. Yeah.
Okay, so there are different motivations in this article that I'll link in the episode description. But usually it can be classified as either intrinsic or extrinsic. So things like weight loss, cardiovascular health, those are considered extrinsic.
Yep.
Okay, so before we talk about extrinsic, we'll go into intrinsic first. So intrinsic motivations means you're doing something because the behavior itself is enjoyable or satisfying or both. Okay, so like for example, the thing I thought about is I like running, but only because I like the feeling after running. So intrinsic motivation is like people who like the actual running part,
Like you like the sport.
Yeah, you like the sport or the exercise. So this article is saying if you enjoy the exercise itself and not just the positive things that you get from the exercise, you are more likely to stick with it. And exercising with other people can supply the enjoyment. So that's like one of the things. So because there was this study that we'll also link in the description that was conducted in 2020, and they found that during classes in which exercisers' perception of groupness were relatively higher, so they feel more like a team or we are more of a group, they reported more enjoyment and affective valence, which is whether you perceive the exercise as good or bad. So apparently when you're in a group and you feel like you belong to the group, you will enjoy it more. And
sounds like a cult.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness, when I was reading this, I was thinking about spin cycle and everyone's like, oh my god, it's so good.
We were just talking about how it was like a cult,
the
previous episode.
Yeah. Okay, so besides like more enjoyment, group exercise can also satisfy some basic psychological needs like increased feelings of mastery. So, you go for maybe CrossFit and then when you start out, you don't really know how to do things and then you go more and more and then you're like, oh, I'm getting better at this. Yeah. So that's like a psychological thing.
You mean like getting better in terms of your technique or like your strength or
all
endurance?
Of that. I think this mastery part is about your competence or like how good you are at the exercise. So like maybe you couldn't do squats properly last time and then now your technique is great and then you like. So group exercise also increases your connectedness with others.
Chao Yong is like shaking his head.
He's so unconvinced.
Repeatedly.
Okay, so not to mention, exercise has been proven time and time again to promote mental health. So these are like the pros of just exercising. We're not into group fitness yet. So what about extrinsic factors? So the things that we listed are mostly extrinsic factors. So the example they gave is if you are exercising because you want to lose weight. So those are like extrinsic factors. And the thing is, the chances of you sticking to a fitness regimen becomes less and less rewarding. So you are less likely to stick with it if it's just an extrinsic factor. And then like the other thing about extrinsic factors is that if the motivation goes away, so say for weight loss, if you reach your target goal, you might not stick with it because you're like, oh, I'm done already, so I don't need to do this anymore. So like this article says like the motivation to keep working out disappears altogether if it's extrinsic factors.
But then like the point about maintaining cardiovascular health is something that you will not reach a target.
Oh my god, yes. So that's actually what I was just about to say as well. So like I don't really agree with this part of the article because like Zhao Yong said, I also do it for cardiovascular health and to make my period cramps more manageable. And these things don't really go away because there's no target to hit. So I feel like extrinsic factors or like extrinsic motivation is not all bad or like it's not inferior to intrinsic factors. Okay, so that's what I want to clear out of the way about exercise. So now we'll go into the pros and cons of group fitness. Okay, so y'all can jump in at any time and I'll just give you the research and you can tell me what you think. So the first one is it increases your commitment to a fitness routine. So there were a few studies to back this up. So there was this study in the journal called Obesity in 2016 that found that overweight people tend to lose more weight if they spend time with their fit friends. So the more time they spend together, the more they lose. And then this other study found that there was a 95% completion rate of a weight loss program when you do it with friends compared to 76% when you do it alone. And the friend group was also 42% more likely to maintain weight loss.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, it's the same as the whole when couples work out together, it makes it easier for them, and then they also lose more weight.
And even like I feel getting a personal trainer versus like exercising alone would be more effective with the personal trainer, just because like someone's there to keep you in check and to motivate you. Yeah, so it's...
Yeah, you feel like you owe it to a larger community rather than just yourself, so...
Yeah, and you're paying money for it.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
If I'm paying money, I will go.
But will you pay money in the first place, I guess?
No, that's why it's like I'm not losing.
You see, that's the thing. Okay, we'll circle back to that. Okay, so another pro is that you will push yourself more, which in the case of like rhabdomyolysis, I'm thinking, do you file this under pro?
Because not to the extreme, I guess. Like there has to be, you have to know your limit, right? Like there's peer pressure from group exercises. But if you can't take it anymore, then stop.
Who are these sheeple? As in, so whenever I exercise in a group with people, if I cannot take it, I'll stop because I know what's my limit.
No, but sometimes it's like you hear the trainers will be like, you, come on, keep it up. That kind of thing. It's like they'll point you out. Yeah. And it's embarrassing.
Shame me, whatever. I'm paying you to do that, I guess.
Yeah, so I think it's like don't succumb to the peer pressure. Like know your limits.
Yeah.
Because, then it's healthy.
I mean, honestly, because everyone's fitness level is different. Unless you're assuming that your fitness level is the same as everyone else, then like, you know, I don't know if that's a healthy assumption to make.
No.
Exactly. So, who are these sheeple?
Okay, so interesting you mentioned sheeple because this psychological effect called the Kohler effect, when no one wants to... Oh, K and then the O with the 2 dots on top.
It's a face with the
yeah. Okay, basically it's when no one wants to be the weakest link in a group. So there was this study in the Society of Behavioral Medicine that showed that working with a partner, especially in a team format, improved performance and doubled the workout time of those who exercise alone. So basically saying all the things about being a sheeple, but not to a point where it's bad. So we'll come back to that in the cons because I think clearly we don't agree as much. But
I mean, I agree to a certain extent where yes, I will try not to be the weakest, but if really again I hit my limit, then I will stop. Like, so the thing about group exercise, it will push me beyond my limits as compared to when I do the exercise myself, but I will still stop. Like, I'll just acknowledge. And you shouldn't start off with the mindset that yes, I'm better than all these people, I want to be on par on these people. It's like, just accept that you might just be the weakest here.
I guess the point is like you just don't want to be the worst. So you'll try to not be the worst. And everyone is just trying not to be the worst. Is the point of this Kohler effect thing. Okay, so the last thing that I really want to get into is endorphins. So we all know endorphins is one of the happy hormones that are released during exercise. So if it's released in exercise, why should we work out with other people, right? So apparently another thing is smiling, which I'll ask you. Do you smile more when you work out in a group?
No, I'm probably in a group.
In a group, yeah. So
if you mean like, I see someone else do something funny and then I laugh, maybe, but
or like something that the trainer says like,
funny.
Come on, jump. So
I guess it doesn't matter why you smile, but as long as you smile more during workouts.
I guess so.
I guess
if I'm running,
more likely.
If I'm exercising alone and I'm smiling, I'll look crazy.
Okay, so on endorphin, smiling also has been shown to increase endorphin, which in turn boosts your mood. So this all works out because it can give you an extra push to like work out harder because you have more endorphins. Okay, so I guess I'll just list out the remaining pros, which is being more competitive, which will make you push harder, which we'll get into again anyway. So and then keeping you accountable, which we already talked about, and having a support system, and also introducing variety into your workout because more people equals like more ideas or options compared to like what you can come up with on your own. So I guess those are like the pretty obvious advantages of group workouts. So the thing about this article is there was only like 2 drawbacks of group workouts. So assume level of fitness, which we already talked about. The Kohler
effect.
Yes. So improper technique or pushing too hard may lead to injuries, especially in strength training and high intensity exercises. Yes. And also, I feel like this is pretty much in the same vein, but the competitiveness may make people push beyond their physical abilities, thus leading to injuries. So I feel like a lot of the articles that I found, they just reinforce group workouts. But I don't know if it's because like you just want people to exercise, so you don't want to tell people like the bad things about group workouts. So I guess I wanted to finish with what are your experiences with group workouts, and do you think they're good or bad, and would you continue to work out with people or alone?
So for me, I feel like group workouts, definitely the whole accountability, the whole like pushing yourself more is definitely still there. So like I was just saying like, who are these sheeple? I'm also one of the sheeple that would be more, as in not more competitive, but would like to match. But I just know what my limits are and I'll stop if I really can't do it.
That's important.
Yeah. So I feel like, it probably does make the exercise more efficient, but the whole like enjoyability of exercise in general, I just don't like it. I really don't like exercise. I don't get the runner's high or whatever high that people get. Maybe there's something wrong with my endorphin.
So that means you need group workouts because you need people to motivate you.
See, that's the thing, but do you work out in a group?
Yeah, but
regularly.
Exactly. As in, that's under the assumption that I enjoy people also.
I forgot that he doesn't enjoy people.
Not that I don't enjoy people, but
I mean, okay, maybe it's like you have to exercise with the people you enjoy. So last time we had lat workouts. What do you feel about lat work?
I think those were good. The only issue is that like when one of us is like, I don't really want to do it, then the rest of us will be like, let's not do it.
That's something I wanted to raise also. It's like, there has to be more motivated people than unmotivated in the group. If not, you'll just be like, today I don't want to exercise. And then everyone will be like, okay, so don't exercise.
This happens so many times. One person would say what everyone is thinking and we're like, it was a really long day in the lab, like exercise. No, so do you think it's okay? So the thing is, like, a lot of these group workouts are like those paid ones, you know, like class pass and everything. Is that why people are like so obsessed? Because they're like, I already paid my money. Because I was just thinking about us and like doing Nike Training Club wherever we can. I liked it because it was convenient and free. Like I don't have to travel somewhere else and waste more time. And I'm like, I need things to be efficient, and that's why I liked it. But I'm like, but why do people pay for group workouts?
Because they don't have that motivation. They need the money spent to motivate them. I feel like.
Yeah.
So isn't the money the main thing instead of like group workouts?
Okay, then
maybe initially. I feel like after a while they'll be like
sucked into the community.
Or like they see the benefits coming out, like
exactly.
Is it extrinsic?
Extrinsic
factors coming out, like the weight loss and the improved health, whatever.
And then the actual sessions might actually really be fun. I mean, I've never taken a spin class, so I don't know whether or not it's fun, but maybe it is. And that boosts that intrinsic factor for them, you know, the actual doing is fun.
Yeah.
Wait, okay, so I guess I want to ask Dorothy, because you've been for like some workout classes, right?
Yeah.
The trampoline one,
yes.
is it? How was it? Like, did you enjoy it?
I think I'm quite neutral. But like, I think I would enjoy it if it was free. The thing is like, I don't like to spend on these kind of things. So the thought of me spending on it is like, already pushes me back from it. So
like your expectation increases because you're like, I paid for it. It should be better than.
No, I think it's more as in like there are alternatives to this which I have to pay for. Yeah, which is free. So I should find what is a free method to motivate myself, whether it's friends or personal motivation.
Okay.
Compared to like, there are certain things that I have to pay money for, like
a dentist.
Yeah. I guess so.
That's so random. Yes,
you know, I have no other choice, but like exercise, I have a choice. So to me, it's like I won't spend money.
Yeah, okay, so what about, I don't know, okay, so like my sister used to work in a gym, so I used to get to go to classes for free. Yeah, but it really depended on like what the classes were, and like, so I don't really have good coordination and balance, so I hated all those like yoga and Pilates classes because I'm like really shitty at it, and it's not a weakness thing because I'm like, I just can't balance. I guess it's core weakness, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, but I hated it in the group because I'm like, you know, all those like pros of like being a group workout and everything. And I'm like, I don't know these people. So, because it was like at a fitness first kind of thing. So it's not like a specialized place. So the humans that are there like are not the same people. I guess should I have made friends? No,
because they will change every session.
Yeah. That's what I think. That's what I thought also. So I never got like sucked into it. And I'm like, so it matters, right? The actual exercise. But then like, so then there's the high intensity stuff that I like, that like I also didn't like get sucked into because I'm like, I don't know these humans. So like, am I doing group workouts wrong? Am I supposed to?
I feel like, okay, at least from TV shows, it kind of feels like even when people go on group workouts, they bring their friend to that group workout session.
Yeah.
I don't know whether that's the norm or that's just TV shows, but maybe that's something also.
Anyway, I just feel like group workouts are a sham, but that's where I'm coming from. As in, for me, because I'm like, I don't, even when I get to do it for free, I'm like, I still rather like work out by myself.
Yeah, I think really good workouts also have to have a certain kind of like friendship inside.
Yeah. So, but like, you know, some people like go there and make friends and then suddenly...
That's because they pay money.
I think how they kind of suck you in, especially for spin classes, is the instructors kind of form a relationship with you. And so you are not
the trainers say your name and stuff.
Something like that. Like, which
reinforces.
I don't know, at least when I see my friends post about their spin classes, it's like they always tag the instructor or whatever. And it kind of feels like they have a personal bond with them, which I think maybe the class, like the organization or whatever institution actually, as in it's part of their thing. Like their instructors have to be like charismatic, they need to go and like talk to their clients, so it's really like a sales pitch kind of thing. So they're also salespeople to make you get sucked into the vortex that is a spin class.
I'm just so fascinated by the whole phenomenon of like workout, like group workouts and group fitness.
Will choose a certain instructor because they have always attended that person's class. Rather than like you attend its random instructors every day.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, like for us, group workouts are great if it's free and if it's with friends. Okay, yeah, I think that's why I got doing that as well. But I'm like,
I'm motivated as well to exercise.
Yeah, I guess if you don't have that avenue where you have like friends who are convenient to meet up and like exercise together with you, then you would pay to meet your friends there, or you would pay just to attend a class.
I feel like that's the biggest struggle, like to get everyone's schedule in sync so that you can fit a workout session.
See, all these things are just so difficult.
Yeah, but if you're unmotivated,
then maybe.
But yeah, anyway, you do you. If it helps you work out, if it makes you work out, go for it.
Just know your limits.
Yeah.
And as usual, subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Spotify. Apparently, you can rate now on Spotify. So if y'all can give us a 5-star rating, that would be great. If not, whatever. You do you. As long as you stay healthy, that's fine.
That's what we want, I guess. Yeah.
You can also follow us on our social media, Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. And feel free to DM us any questions.
Alternatively, you can email us at theleftdoctors@gmail.com. We'll link all the articles that we talked about in the episode description. So feel free to share it with your friends and family if you enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.